Welcome to another episode of Last Week's Comics. Today I have a very short stack of comics, but I've padded this out with some other stuff. So I'll get to all of that, but we're going to start with Seasons, the Seasons #1. I've been looking forward to this because it's a new Rick Remender book for a while, and it was not at all what I expected. While reading this, there was a point, and because of the stack of stuff here, I'm very close to the camera, it starts off somewhere unrelated, and I'm sure this will come back up later, but the bulk of this issue is actually this chase that is happening between her. She is one of the Seasons sisters, that is who we're looking at here. This is the four of them. So she is the Seasons, the titular Seasons are these sisters. And so the bulk of it is her. She's chasing this letter through town, and at one point, there's a few pages into this, and I'm like, I wish I could just fast forward. Like, I just want this to be over. It goes on for so excessively long, and the art's nice, and what I wanted, what convinced me to get issue 2 is actually this scene at the very end with a different sister and the sort of tension that's happening in this scene as she tries to warn the previously seen sister, and then these weird clown guys come in. Like that, those 3 pages convinced me to get the next issue. Otherwise, like if it had ended early, I would not be getting issue 2 of this. This is a borderline terrible first issue as far as convincing, I'm going to say, as me, the audience, to read more, to pay more for your stuff. This did a bad job. It references Tintin, Winsor McKay, and Miyazaki, and I'm like, kind of? Once you mention it, like, I can kind of see it, but the execution is so, it just turned me off. Like, I don't know. It's rough. I am not going to recommend this. It might turn into something good, but as is, oof, I think this is going to be a very divisive title. I'll see what happens. Hopefully something better in issue 2. So Seasons was actually the only book that was on my pull list for the week. I grabbed some other stuff off the rack at the shop, stuff that I was curious about. Issue 2 came out this week. I grabbed the first one. Seance in the Asylum looked, kind of in the Hellboy horror pocket, and also Terminator, which conceptually seems like a great idea, and execution-wise is just horrible. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about those. Don't read any of those, is my recommendation. I also have been reading more One Punch, so I finished volume 5. I just started 6 last night. New videos on that should be coming soon. I just noticed the dandelion there in the corner. That's well done. Not a dandelion. The flower. I just noticed the flower. That's good stuff. I do want to talk about Bowling with Corpses, because I read this past week, and it is excellent. It very much gives me the early Hellboy vibes when he's like kind of inserted into these local legends, and it's incredible. Art, story, all of it just exceptional. I don't want to talk too much about it because I just want people to buy their own copy and read it for themselves. It is excellent. It is highly recommended. I'm very excited that he's already so deep into a second volume continuing this, and I would like more. There's this, let me just find a page. Because it is, the stories themselves are very well done, but there are these little moments with animals throughout, and they're like adding commentary, generally to the beginning or ends of stories, but they're like adding commentary throughout as these stories are happening, and Of course, I can't find one. I chanced into one of the longer stories. But here's an example. So this story ends, and it ends with this duck. It's fantastic. There's a kind of whimsy to it that I think Remender was going for over here, but did not execute. And Mignola, just absolute master. Absolute. Buy your own copy of this, read it, enjoy it, and then we can have a conversation. Also out this week were previews for IDW, Marvel, and Image. I don't think I found anything from IDW worth commenting on, which is not a great state for their company to find themselves in. But here's a couple of things from Marvel. The only two things, I think, were both Spider-Man related. I'm kind of curious about, I don't know why these pages are sticking together. What the hell happened there? I've heard good things about Wolverine Predator, which I had zero interest in. And I guess Marvel is just going to continue mashing together Fox properties with Marvel characters. So I'm mildly curious about, and this is somewhat based on Benjamin Percy and the Sabretooth War, is that what that was called? Like, I've heard good things about Benjamin Percy, if my information is correct, recent work as well as the Wolverine Predator stuff, so like, I'm kind of curious. I probably won't get this unless it's a slow week. And the other thing is Joe Kelly is really taking over Amazing Spider-Man. I thought he was with 8 deaths, and that turned out to be wrong, and now he is for real, and I will get this. It's Pepe Larraza. Oh, I just noticed John Romita Jr. If anyone is going to turn me off from getting this, it's John Romita Jr., because I vehemently hate his work. Battle Beast I thought was already in last month's, so I feel like I've already talked about this, but it's solicited again. Moonshine Bigfoot I've been seeing for years because I follow Zach Howard on Facebook, and yeah, I've been looking forward to this, to whatever, honestly, his next project was, and I'll be getting this. It's a 30-page story in the first issue. Looking forward to that. Phantom Road is coming back, so Walter went off and drew some other stuff, including Absolute Batman, issue 4, I want to say. So Phantom Road is coming back. Looking forward to that. It says new story arc. I'm probably going to need to be reminded what was happening. Transformers 19. Here we have Ludo Lullaby. Lullaby? Look, I'm not great with pronunciation in general, especially not good with names, but I am super interested in what's been going on with Megatron. There is still the end scene that we have not talked about, but as soon as the next issue comes out, I think it's going to be unavoidable. Looking forward to that. The Moon is Following Us, Trade Paper 1. This is half the series. I'm going to hold off on this until the whole thing is complete, and I can get it, ideally, a hardcover. But for anyone that is not yet reading The Moon is Following Us, grab this and catch up. Also, Lady Mechanica, I'm going to say, so the hardcovers should collect 1 to 2, depending on how long they are, of the miniseries into one hardcover. So this collects 2 of the most recent, which is Devil in the Lake and The Monster in the Ministry of Hell of the Ministry of Hell. Not 2 of the strongest, but I do enjoy Lady Mechanica. If you are interested, get one of the earlier volumes, like Volume 1. Let me see, is she up there? She's up there somewhere. I can't tell from here. Anyway, yeah, get Volume 1 instead. Volume 6, I'm probably going to get it anyway for completion's sake, but it's not the greatest, not her greatest work. I'm looking forward to the next miniseries that's coming now. So, I also grabbed this. A friend gave this to me. I have not yet read it, but I am looking forward to it. This is a Mahfood cover. And, just give you a taste. Still, just Black Science Volume 2. This is the 10th anniversary oversized thing. It's just pushing the whole stack closer to the camera. So here's just some interior work. I will talk about this once I have read it. But, looking forward to reading this. I had no idea this existed, so I'm glad to get the opportunity to give this a read, and as I said, I will talk about this as soon as I have actually read it. And then what I just mentioned was Black Science, Volume 2. This is the oversized hardcover 10th anniversary version. I finished Volume 1. It is surprising in a number of ways that I have not yet talked about. I will, I guess, do one video over for all three, I think, is what I'm deciding. So I will talk about it one day. I need to read this, and Volume 3 is in the process of coming to me, hopefully, well, supposedly this month, but it's uncertain on ship dates, so might be a few weeks before I get to finish this and then do a video talking about it, but as I said, Volume 1 surprised me in a number of ways. I thought it was going a certain direction, and it didn't, and I really want to see where it goes. So, the only book, really, that I got this week is Seasons. It is by default pick of the week, and I do not feel great about that. I do really enjoy those 3 pages at the end with the other sister, and the bulk of it, just, it's not quite annoying. It's like, come on, just get on with it, is what I was thinking. And I mentioned fast forwarding, which is entirely, it's one of those powers that the comic reading audience has. Like, they control narrative time, and I could have just skipped ahead, and I didn't. I just pushed through. I'm like, come on, how many things can happen in this girl? So yeah, pick of the week, don't feel great about it, and yet I'm still buying issue 2. We'll see what happens there. We'll see whether or not I get issue 3 is going to be the really telling. Okay, so I got this small stack of books from my local comic shop. You should grab this as well, and not these other 3. Not these other 3. So I bought all of this from my local comic shop, and if you don't know where yours is, then you can use this URL to find the one closest to you. I hope your comics this week were better than mine. Thanks for watching.